just watch through again. Have you seen yourself then? Just the pictures. Yeah. 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 Well, it's good that you can feel it. That's definitely. Yep. Yep. Okay, so two things here. Firstly, probably your arms, they just seem like they're a little bit messy. Okay, they're not really in sync with anything. Okay, and so they'll contribute to your sort of balance and control as well. And it's also your rhythm as well. If the arms are sort of just flapping about a little bit, it's difficult to really nail in your rhythm. But yeah, so sometimes you can even just think of your arms as setting the rhythm of your legs. And if you move your arms faster, can you feel your legs go faster with them? And they're the sort of things that you want to just be able to play around with. Then when you get tired, that's when you sort of start to rely on your arms a little bit more, just to maintain that sort of tempo of your legs. Another thing here is just as you land, your feet are turned out quite a bit. Okay, so you just see, probably, I'd say that's about 10 to 15 degrees as you land. Alright, arguably we could say that as you get tighter, they may even turn out a little bit more. But what happens there is we start to get force going through our body in funny angles. Okay, and that can cause a little bit of pressure in certain points. So, yeah, absolutely, yeah, because that's taking all the load of your body at sort of like, it's like almost an intersection in your body. Okay, so yeah, it's no surprise. Probably within 6 to 7 degrees is acceptable. Probably, yeah, it would just be worth just keeping, you don't want to spend the time looking down at your toes, but just keep check that your toes are trying to point forward, alright? And maybe it's that you need to feel like your big toe and your second toe are starting to drive off the ground, rather than just the outside of your foot. If you turn it in and just have roll over the outside of your foot, you want to feel like your big toe, second toe are doing some of the work too. Okay, so that's just a little bit of a side note. Yeah. Okay. I just want to roll through to the. Yeah, and I think just the posture for you is just something that you can exaggerate that little bit. Yeah. Okay. So again, as you land, that foot's sort of reaching out forward. It's like it's searching for the ground, and we know that the ground's our next sort of stop point. Whereas if we can get that landing underneath the body, the feeling is like it's easier to keep going than it is to stop. And that's a sort of phrase that I'm going to bring up a few times through the rest of the clinic. But you just see when we get into this position, we've sort of committed the foot out the front, and then when the impact comes, we sit into the foot. So the weight of our body starts to sit down, and we get that disconnect through the midsection. Okay. In this position here, it's actually really difficult to use the glutes and the hamstrings to drive. Okay, so I think perhaps it's a matter of just doing some more of those glute activation exercises to feel like you've got them there to use. But then also knowing that running faster doesn't mean taking a bigger step forward. It means having a stronger push back. Okay, so yeah, again, if you flip the thinking from I'm going to try and get that little bit further in my step to I'm going to feel the ground and push it further back, and it's almost like being on a scooter. Like if you imagine one of those little razor scooters, pushing the ground backwards for you to go forwards. Yeah, and so I guess through this recovery phase from this leg, it's really just quite relaxed. We're not trying to get a big knee lift forward or anything like that. We just need to bring it through far enough so that we can land again and push out the back, right?
So shorten the stride.
Yeah, again, it's a little bit of a dangerous word to say, shorten your stride, but just know that out the front isn't more beneficial for you. Yeah, but out the back is, okay? And I think if we can just get you standing up a little bit taller, again, thinking about lifting probably the angle of the hips, the line of the hips, if we can take that from there to there, I know that's unrealistic on the drawing, but the taller we can make your hips, the straighter you're going to be through here, and the more engagement you're going to have through the midsection, the more access you're going to have to the posterior chain, right? Yeah, right up.